Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in this one we are testing the GeForce RTX 4060 in Silent Hill 2 Remake. And here's the specs of the GPU, and we have the Gigabyte Eagle OC model of the card, and we have 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 from Samsung, and we are on the latest NVIDIA driver 565.90. We have resizable bar enabled inside BIOS. Over here in Task Manager, we have Intel Core i7-13700K CPU, and for memory, we have 64 gigabytes of DDR5 CL36 6000 MHz RAM. And finally, for MSI Afterburner, we have no overclock supplied. Everything is set to stock settings. So let's jump into the game and check out the frame rates. So we are inside the menu, guys. We are starting it off at 1080p resolution, and we are using the low quality preset at first. And we have no DLSS right now. So let's check this out. We're getting 100 FPS over here, looking from the top. Let's count our FPS. And yeah, so the RTX 4060, I don't think it can max out this game at 1080p with epic quality preset without the help of DLSS and giving 60 FPS at the same time. It's probably impossible. And right now, the water reflection, they look very noisy though. And ray tracing really improves those shadows, reflections on those puddles of water. But still, the static reflections, they look way better than all the other games out there. And right now here, this is the most demanding area in terms of graphics, this starting jungle area. And right now we're getting like 80 FPS over here, 80 plus, dropping down to 70s over here. And this area you will see a lot of traversal stutters, and throughout the whole game we will encounter them because it's on UE5, and that's very common with most of the UE5 games out there, these traversal stutters. And right now VRAM is at 7.2 gigs, RAM usage at 13.7 gigabytes as well. And anything lower than 8 gigs is probably makes the game unplayable, as I've seen in many other videos, because I don't have a 6 gig card, so I couldn't test that. But what I've seen that if you have a 6 gigabyte card, then it's gonna stutter like crazy, because there's a lot of swap-ins between the RAM and the VRAM, which doesn't really happen when you have 8 gigs or more. So over here we're getting like 86 FPS average. So I'm gonna test most of the video throughout this area only, but when I switch to ray tracing, I will go to another save in the down to check the ray trace shadows, reflections, and ambient occlusion as well. Up next, I'm gonna use medium quality preset at 1080p, and in the same jungle area we are at, and now we cannot get 60 plus FPS. It will touch 60 at times over here in this jungle, but most of the time it will stay around 50-ish FPS, 50 to 60. But when you go inside the town area, FPS increases by like 15 to 20, so you will most likely get around 80 FPS, close to that, in the town area. But I'm not gonna go there. I'm telling you already that you will get more FPS over there than this. And right now, RAM usage has gone slightly up. Most likely it's swapping textures from the VRAM to RAM and all that stuff. And look at this around the character. There's a lot of ghosting when you use native res, and that's why this game has been made especially with DLSS in mind or upscaling in mind. So this game really looks good when using DLSS. So that's what we're gonna use up next. So we're getting like 57 FPS average with these settings. And the game is regardless very smooth in terms of the frame time, and also the 1% lows, as you can see, 50 FPS, and the average is 57, which means it's very smooth. You won't notice that many stutters, but except the traversal stutters of the UE5 engine, which is common for every game out there, as I keep on saying. But this is one of the better UE5 titles I have seen. Okay, now I'm using DLSS Qlty using the high quality preset, guys, without any ray tracing whatsoever. And we are in this jungle area still, and right now you can get 60 FPS here in this jungle or close to that, or a 60 FPS average using these settings, because I found out this is the most suitable setting to play this game on at 1080p with DLSS, because DLSS looks very good and it also eliminates a lot of that ghosting around the character. It's very minimal, and also all the vegetation, which is very shimmery in this game in native res, it also eliminates that, and at the same time it looks really good even at 1080p. So yeah, as you can see, we're getting like 70 FPS over here. I'm gonna go up to that very demanding area where FPS will probably drop down to 60 again from 70. Let's see. 69, that's nice. And yeah, over here it still hovers around 65, 68. Yep. So you can manage 60 plus FPS using these settings, and I will recommend you use this at 1080p with this GPU. And most likely in the town area you will get 80 plus FPS as well using these settings, or close to 90 even at times. And I do not recommend the epic quality preset using DLSS Qlty at 1080p, because it's not that smooth of a gameplay. When you will move around your mouse, you will see a lot of plateaus on that frame time graph over there, but in case of high, it's not that much. It's still manageable and plays well at the same time. Okay guys, this time I'm using ray tracing, and we're using DLSS Qlty using the medium quality preset. And I'm still at this jungle area, and now we should see those beautiful reflections in the water and puddles, and also the ray trace shadows and AO. And I need to find some good water, show you the reflections. And we will do that in the town area. But here, as you can see, even with ray tracing turned on, we can stay above that 50 FPS mark, which I consider way playable for a game like this. And we are still averaging around that 60 FPS, even though we just started. But since in this jungle, this is the most demanding area, I don't think you will drop below this even in the town area whatsoever. So let's go to the town area real quick. So I just loaded in this save where I'm at this bar right now. As you can see, there's a lot of lighting and shadows going on, and we're getting like 80 FPS. So as I said, in the town area, we will get much higher FPS. And look at that. But yeah, at times when you go to a new area or enter a new area, you will see a little drop in FPS, but then it goes up again. And let's show you those beautiful reflections real quick. Yeah, look at that. It looks so good. And I have already killed these freaks in my previous testing videos. And there's those loading stutters or traversal stutters here and there. And look at that tree. It looks so good. Everything is so detailed, those leaves. I hate this game's music. I mean, yeah, it's really good, but it's very scary. I would probably mute it up when I play this game. Just kidding. It's gonna kill all the immersion. When it keeps on playing in a loop, that's what I hate. Yeah, look at all those cables and stuff. Looks beautiful. And we're getting 70 FPS average over here. So you can easily play this game. You can even bump up to high preset if you would like when you are in the town area, and then drop it back to medium or low if you want when you are in a jungle area. Now moving on to 1440p resolution, and I'm recording at borderless mode because my capture card cannot record at full screen mode for some reason. So you can just add 1 or 2 FPS to the actual frame rate we see on screen. And that's how much we are actually losing for playing on borderless. And we are using the low quality preset without any DLSS or ray tracing. Let's check this out real quick. And obviously this is not the target resolution of this GPU, but I'm still doing it for the video, and probably some of you are out there who are using this GPU on a 1440p monitor. I don't know if you are. Let me know down in the comments below. So here, as you can see, even on the lowest setting at native res, you cannot get 60 plus FPS or even 60 FPS most likely. Well, probably you can get it in the town area, but I don't think you can get that in this jungle. I don't think we can ever touch 60. Let's go up there. Maybe up there you can still touch 60. Let's see. And we're averaging at 53 right now. It's dropping to 49 even. I want to see if we go up there. Maybe we can touch 60 somehow. VRAM usage is at 6.6 gigs, which is fine. And there's those spikes on the frame time graph as well. Come on, give me 60. There we go. Looking from up here, we can get 60 FPS. So yeah, guys, we need to use some DLSS with this. Alright guys, up next I'm going to use DLSS Qlty. So this game has TSR, FSR 1 and 3 and DLSS and XeSS support. So we're going to use DLSS Qlty. Obviously, you should use that when using an NVIDIA G4 GPU. We're going to use the low quality preset. I don't think we can use anything higher than that. And it shows 1080p here, but trust me, we are running at 1440p. And at the first time you saw at the first clip, it was 1440, but it just changes when I change any settings. So it just shows up as 1080p over there. So over here right now, using DLSS Qlty, we can easily cross that 60 FPS mark. And those ghosting is no longer there, and the game looks way better than native res, I would say. I'm not sure why that happens, but DLSS does a good job on this game. And yeah, there's a shadow flickering still present. I hope they fix that in future with an update. And the frame time graphs spiking for the traversal stutters as well over in this area is very common. And VRAM is at 6.8 gigs as well. And I don't think we can use ray tracing using these settings. And probably can in the town area and still sit above 60 FPS maybe. But I wouldn't recommend that. You're going to encounter more stutters overall because it's going to use a lot more VRAM. And that will cause you to stutter more. So I recommend you keep ray tracing off for 1440p. So yeah, 67 FPS average using these settings. That's really great. Alright guys, finally for 4K resolution, I'm just doing this for the video and nothing else. I don't recommend you play at 4K. Or I don't think any of you are going to. I'm using DLSS Ultra Performance using the low quality preset. I just want to see this for fun. That's it. How much we can get at most using the lowest settings. And yeah, 60 FPS you can achieve at 4K with ultra performance DLSS. I mean, it still looks very similar to 1080p, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend this. You can pretty much play that 1080p using ray tracing on and get better FPS and better image quality overall than this. So yeah guys, this is gonna be it for this video. Do leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let me know how much you're getting with your CPU and GPU combinations. And I will see you guys on the next one. Till then, take care and have a nice one. Bye bye.